Hey, wrestling fans. Welcome to another episode of the 360 Women's Wrestling Report for Sunday, September 8th, 2013. And tonight, we are live and exclusively on Spreaker Web Radio. And on tonight's episode, I am going to be recapping this past Friday night's TNA One Night Only Knockouts Knockdown pay-per-view. And it was taped March 17th of this year, or March 18th, this year at the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida. And the commentators are Mike Tenay and Taz. And first, we see highlights of Gail Kim becoming the first ever TNA Knockouts champion at Bound for Glory 2007. And the opening match of the pay-per-view, Gail Kim defeats Alyssa Flash. And then we see highlights of the gut check match earlier this year from Impact Wrestling, where Lady Tappa defeated Ivelisse Velez. And then Tara defeats Mia Yim in a very good match. And of course, Tara had Jessie Goddard in her corner. And then we see a video package of Brooke Tessmacher winning the Knockouts Championship at Slammiversary 2012 from her hometown of Texas. And she defeats Santana Garrett. And then we see the wedding of Eric Young and ODB, which took place in a steel cage that aired on Impact Wrestling. And then back to the Impact Zone, and we see ODB defeat Trinity. And then we see highlights of the great last knockout standing match from this year's Slammiversary between Taryn Terrell and Gail Kim. And then our next match on Knockouts Knockdown, Jackie Moore defeated Taryn Terrell. And next up, Hannah Blossom defeated Sojo Bolt and Taylor Hendricks in a three-way match. And Velvet Sky defeated Jillian Hall. And we see a video package on Mickie James winning the TNA Knockouts Championship. And then our next match, Mickie James defeated Serena Deeb. And it is time now for the main event of the evening, and it is the Knockouts Battle Royal to crown the Queen of the Knockouts. And it features the winners from all the previous matches on the pay-per-view. And the knockouts in this match are Hannah Blossom, Gail Kim, Lady Tappa, Tara, Mickie James, Brooke Tessmacher, Jackie Moore, ODB, and Velvet Sky. And the final two knockouts that are in this match are Gail Kim and Mickie James. Gail Kim rolls her up for the win, and then Madison Rayne makes her way to the ring and presents Gail Kim with a crown and crowning her the new Queen of the Knockouts. And she poses for the crowd, and the pay-per-view ends. So overall, I thought this was a good show. All knockouts, good matches. And then the last match, the Knockouts Gauntlet, was a good match. And Gail Kim ended up becoming, like I said, the Queen of the Knockouts. And so there you go, One Night Only Knockouts Knockdown. And so far, I have enjoyed every one of the one night only pay-per-views TNA has done so far, and the next one will air in November, and it's with all the past champions on one pay-per-view. So that should be another good one to see. And that's all for this episode of the Women's Wrestling Report. It was a little short, but hopefully we'll have another one up soon, and hopefully we'll have more longer ones in the future. And before I wrap up, just want to remind everybody to, if you missed it, the last 360 Women's Wrestling Report with guest Xandra Bale, and listen to the 360 Wrestling Fanatic recap of Clash Wrestling All Out War with an interview with the Professor Matthew Priest, and yesterday's 360 Wrestling Fanatic with special guest, the new Clash Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Justin Main. If you missed it, go back and listen to it, or if you want to hear it again. And you can like 360 Wrestling Fanatic Radio on Facebook. Follow the show on Twitter at 360 Fanatic Radio. Follow 360 on Instagram and Pinterest. And you can also email the show if you got any questions or just want to make any comments or anything. LB360WrestlingFanatic at AOL.com. Once again, that is LB360WrestlingFanatic at AOL.com. Thanks for listening, everybody. Stay tuned for more episodes of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, the 360 Women's Wrestling Report, and 360 Awesome Extra. Remember, watch all wrestling and support the indies. I am Lance, and I am a wrestling fanatic.